Start of stream.
Start of stream?
Start of stream. Hello there. Welcome to Disco Elysium, the game where I died from a bad chair. I've had to reload and replay the past... catch up to the past hour or so of stuff that I did. And this time, I have probably enough health to just about withstand,
The chair.
The chair, indeed. Quick saving it just in case.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand...
Yeah, that's the chair. TM.
Go ahead, detective.
Give him a chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals.
It's nothing. Yes, he's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I too have should you find yourself more...
You're no Titan affiliation, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men
I'm gonna try and wink back.
used to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
Giant novelty check.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch in your differences
yes.
with a cafeteria
It's
manager.
that card.
Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You...
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least, don't thank him for it.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me?
No.
Cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria.
No, actually, that sounds like the dream for
Sure,
me.
if that's what's cool nowadays. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
So no charge in the health, but I can put my morale back up. Which I might do.
I would save it for now because it's only going to go down by one at a
He
time.
said,
And
don't
we might,
worry.
we might be alright.
He actually meant, be very worried.
Are you all right, Harry? You say you got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Pose are challenging. Wow. I'm gonna try it.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun, and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois?
Okay, now you're gonna need to heal
keeps
Mara.
repeating? What is he
I thought you
trying
might
to do?
succeed.
You need to
I'm
cool
sorry
the
for
fuck.
believing in
Mr.
you.
Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry! Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having
I find this
kind of
character
little
so
emergency?
relatable.
Maybe you could use your hands somehow.
I assume you
In a
mean
kind of
Dubois.
throwing motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
I like that idea. Just I don't know why. I know it's bad, but
It's up to you, isn't it?
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me, but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines.
is that
Incredibly
true?
talented at opening doors.
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it.
My t-shirt, absolutely nothing shady about it. It's raising a lot of questions.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. Of course, Harry, I understand. But if that's the case, I don't think we'll ever find your gun. Even worse, we won't be able to speak like equals about the murder. Perhaps this was just bad timing for you. Know that you can always come back to me. I really hope you do.
Yes, we both understand what you meant.
This may be the only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later.
You do need to get the body down.
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age. Things do always turn real wacky when you and I are in the same room, don't they, Harry? Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed
Hate when
man.
things turn real wacky on
Information
my murder
reaches me before I
investigation.
even-
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
He probably has something to do with putting it there.
Mr. Clare,
That's the
man was
answer.
hanging with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the
I'm
neighborhood.
gonna put the light on.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate
Enjoy
values.
being able to see
But of
Nick's face
course,
properly.
all joking aside,
It's a good face.
I'm gonna try the expression. How's it going for me?
I think a key part of the expression is looking slightly like a bloated corpse.
Okay.
Put your specs back on.
Okay.
Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And Jean, please take it easy with the race signs. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race signs.
Oh, Jean.
Take it easy with the
Fire
race
Jean-Luc
science
down
is
at the
shoreline.
gates. He's the big impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all
That's
of them.
special. I've got a connection with that.
Harry, you smooth-talking
We're
son of a
soulmates.
bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Hmm. Developing theories.
What are your theories?
Well, you had mentioned something about some property values going down as a result of the body in the tree. That in combination with the union versus corporation thing. I think that yeah, it's in some people's interests to draw out this whole thing. And that essentially what the union boss wants is probably making sure that a portfolio that has been funded with some embezzled money does pretty well, possibly involving some kind of radical reorganization of the docks, which is only going to be possible if it can be shown that the status quo is unworkable.
That does track, but also he said it's not a union versus corporation situation.
No, that's exactly what I
So I
mean.
don't know what you're talking about.
That's exactly what I mean. I said there's collusion here between the union head and the
I
corporation.
misunderstood you. But also I was doing everything.
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. I'm not a jealous guy. What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget.
Doesn't
No
make
one
any
is.
sense.
We're pals. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from...
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Yes, yes. Low balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
It's a fortress. He knows she can't get in here. He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing
Feels
to hide.
secure enough in his
Tell her
position.
about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about...
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
I'm gonna say we're reconsidering. Because I don't want to risk sitting down in the chair again.
a fantastic change of heart, Harry. Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. That's it. Anything else we should discuss? Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here. You're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take...
Cool.
Let's go.
Dare I say. Here we go! Okay.
You're back before the cargo container. It's drawn.
I feel like I'm gonna go back there. At some point.
Can try and convince it open.
Yeah. When I get really fucking convincing.
Why are you still wearing no shoes or trousers?
Oh yeah, it's Casual Friday. Alright, so I got some money to pay back the people so I can get some sleep. That's good.
And it's still early enough that we could go and open that guy's door today if we want to.
Yes. The question is, do we want to?
I mean, you're the one controlling Mr. Dubois,
Oh,
which is a name I enjoy.
you can do what?
Monsieur Dubois.
Double.
Oh yeah, I guess we.
A second
I don't think we
glance,
poked around in
someone
here
has
this time,
forgotten
did we?
to properly close one of
not.
the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds
green.
of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus. Whatever's hidden
Nice.
here is hidden well.
That's good. I don't think we
Concentration
succeeded on
isn't
that roll
enough.
last time.
Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
I'm yearning for the
It
folders.
appears to be a to-do list written
Not
in
too much like
large,
work.
uneven capital letters.
Well, that's the thing. I love work.
That's true.
It's alarming. Didn't think it would happen to me.
Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. Remember, Leo, all items on the list have been the drawer slides shut smoothly.
Borscht is going to be code for something, isn't it?
Yeah. Like something really fucked up, like beetroot soup.
Ugh. See, I was just thinking drugs.
Well, that'd be respectable.
Have you looked in the bathroom for drugs?
Not yet. You know what? I like workers on the board, and I think it is a reasonable and quite concrete demand.
Mm.
Because also, like,
The people who are most affected by decisions should get a say in the decisions.
yeah, also democracy does not demand unanimity.
Mm.
Plus, in some sense, doing that could be beneficial to the corporation and break up the kind of old school union power bargaining thing, because they can essentially canvass and try and get the vote out for their position.
Yeah.
But just union bureaucracy means less if you can just go straight to
Check the
people.
bathroom.
Oh, I did.
Was it looking away?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I failed.
Failure is just alternative success.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this.
I mean, that's classic 21st century race science stuff. It's just, let's make this really fucking complicated.
Yeah.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
It's like, no, I do respect these specific Asians on alternating Fridays. So, yeah, call me names now.
And then they get upset when you do anyway.
Yeah.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race.
This guy is sure something.
Everywhere around you. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism?
Disco. I got it from fucking Disco.
Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But
That's better than taking it and trying to write a screenplay.
I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Measurehead stoically looks to the distance, in silence.
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
There's a but.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to me, good friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove feeble. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
Yes, you do that, babe.
That'll do, pig. I should watch Babe again.
And the workers united of one slogan, so powerful, so concentrated.
Baram you!
That's the one.
So, you guys are like cops or something? Look at him. His craniometric perfection. Are you cops or what? Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everett's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you?
I love the idea of cops being on the side of the Union rather than strike breaking.
Normally they're only on the side of their union.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today. Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from now on.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the
Unlucky racist.
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic
I love
friend
Kim.
has quick wits. A protruding occiput.
Yeah, right.
The lieutenant.
You got told specifically no race science. This is like at least 3 race science.
The congenital defect.
That's 3 too many.
Maybe he took it to just mean while taking the body down from the tree.
Oh yeah, well he had no one to talk to. Aside from Kuno, who doesn't count.
Well, the thing is, Kuno doesn't care.
Oh yeah.
Like his whole thing.
Hmm. Alright, can look at the body that now it's been taken down from the tree, and maybe I can look into having a place to sleep tonight.
That is a useful thing to have.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue.
Time for gross.
RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Kuno's gonna have fun.
Gonna cut his shit up.
It's not about cutting. And no, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work. An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able. Usually after 5 to 8 years of field work.
I feel like a
Mine is a
detective.
lieutenant detective. You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Let's go.
come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit.
The
And the failure of
body of the
38
world?
Yep.
Employee descent to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take
I
it.
love that they included dialogue that specifically references what you're wearing.
Yes, you see, the field autopsy form is the one on red copier paper.
Of course.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The
Glad I don't have to deal with
paper
corpses.
is covered in boxes and lists describing the
Very
condition
few
of
people
his
do.
skin
Yeah.
and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11
If I do
field
have to deal with
football
bodies, something's
needs
gone
filling
very,
up
very
first.
badly wrong.
It begins with
Let's do the full autopsy.
That's you.
I like it.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there.
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
I'm gonna raise this.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? 11:11. It's meaningful. 10:15. It's understated.
Good. Let's go with that.
The lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number.
NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. He nods.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky, fucky!
Thanks, Kunolis.
under sex, you wrote fucky fucky.
Yes, please.
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
I don't want to
Be
make.
professional.
I don't want to make Kim sad.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going.
There'll be a lot of death toots up in there.
51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
HDB 41 0803.1015 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck.
None. At least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed.
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers. We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings.
I'm afraid we can't continue before we've gone through both the external clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map
Do you love the
night
colour of the sky?
It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got
We've
just
got
the
bolt
right tool
cutters.
for that. The chain cutters. The The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of wrath from his nose.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No,
Oh, we're his
Your
pig.
pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. After some
Oh,
deliberation,
Thank God.
you
yeah.
sink the cutters into the knot.
That would have been
tying the knot
embarrassing.
together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
No! It's gonna happen, see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male
Correct
and
move.
unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
There's probably no need for me to inspect the genitals.
No.
Did you inspect the genitals?
What, when I played?
Yeah.
I did not inspect the genitals.
Okay.
I maybe should have. I don't know.
I'm just gonna see just in
The
case.
dead man's penis is average sized, congested from the
Congested
downward collection
penis.
of blood.
Mm.
The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia.
It's interesting to hear what it's all
marble
like
is
post-mortem.
present around the crotch.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand.
Only one way to find out, indeed.
Yeah. You gotta be thorough with these things, right?
Yeah.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation in.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item. Hands.
I love Kim so much. Just as this. I've barely scratched the surface with the combination of like, I'm here to do my job the best I can, and like I've also got this like friendship forming with the guy, and I'm concerned about him, and I gotta joke with him and also carry him through this. It's so much.
There's a reason that certain corners of the internet are absolutely obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Sign of a recent struggle. I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
Oh, we amused him though.
Little. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth, not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
Oh yeah, there's like a bone that's, it's like next to your spinal cord, but it's not actually fully attached. And a big sign of hanging is it breaking.
Ah, yes.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
Fractured but not broken. Interesting.
Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
No scream. No sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's, well, this feels familiar. Very, very bad.
Oh god, are we gonna die of stinky mouth?
Pain and weakness. You have to. Cop suffers final heart attack.
Oh dear. When did we last save?
Here.
Oh, we're gonna have to go do the whole autopsy again.
Yep.
Such is life, I suppose.
And death. Speedrun.
Well, while you're doing that, I might go make myself a cup of tea.
Unless you want to do it.
Not really.
Right.
I'm just trying to decide what kind of tea I want. Jeremy, what kind of tea do I want?
Do you have a creature?
I'm just gonna use one of the bag things. Thank you, that is a helpful suggestion.
I like it. Are those out or packed in the bag with the stuff from Friday?
I don't know, but I've decided I've not checked. And I'm gonna knock that book on the floor. Oh.
On second glance, someone has Let's see what's inside. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside, hundreds of documents and the same material. Hundreds of documents and the same materials. You already went through all of these. Look how blurry. Hermeneutics was almost within your grasp, but now only vague. The drawer.
Alright, it didn't work all that time. There we go.
Descent has only worsened since I left. So it was.
You're so...
There's a pub, but that would mean you're openly showing the people that.
Hey, see that they stay here the whole time.
There we go. So basically the next thing is just some of the autopsy, which I'm going to speed run through.
The woman's gaze.
So, you got... Look at cool.
You hear that?
Yeah, Jean...
Look at you! RC.
What?
A shrill, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth. approaching him, walking past him.
Yeah. Very
The
good.
corpse has
Oh.
been removed from the tree. Farewell. Mr. Clare is a man also. To serve is not offshoots of the Seminese people. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much.
Measurehead stoically looks.
There we go. Now, before I get props into this whole autopsy thing, I'm gonna quick save it. Probably not gonna, you know, poke around that much in that hole again. The whole mouth hole thing, but you never know.
The corpse lies on the ground.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job.
The RCM's four-phase murder scene.
The fuck are they on?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mo.
There truly is a time for... I'll ask you when I need you. Yes, you see, the field autopsy form is the one on...
The dead man. Above those, an 11 field.
That's you.
The corpse is in
KK5...
KK. That's because he doesn't want to bring
And what would that...
HD 11 10 15.
Good.
The lieutenant is
NA.
dry 40. He not
Mondial.
fair to the pudgy mess,
Male.
Pigs.
nor does he
We're still... What else?
HDB.
None. At least not after the initial examination. They'd have... We should stop.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand.
Clothes. Babrodine, yes.
The disappointment.
The boots are... The boot has a series tattoos. The operator, the assistant, the deceased has well-nourished. Body hair is light brown. Distribution...
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch. Wet.
Lividity is considered...
Fucking low talking shit.
In addition, there are bite marks. Ligature mark. Still worrying.
You got just the right tool. The hanged man let
Always good to think we need to cut the belt.
See?
No, he ain't. You pigs are boring fuck.
the belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck. You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea.
Oh, you failed this time, huh?
Somewhere there. Already, they're buried deep in the man's flesh. A really, really bad smell is coming from there now.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that buggery.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut, and the belt falls.
Here. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligament. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin. Chest is intact.
No! It's gonna...
I fucking...
This is
Genitalia is... Back is symmetrical. In addition...
from wounds sustained over 2.
Last eye. Hands are clean. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system.
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it.
What would that be?
The dead man looks
I think that may well be good.
with his eye.
Yeah,
The higher respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no hepatobiliary. NA. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? Neither am I. That's it. Same for toxicology and serology. NA. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list?
lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes...
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
We have
What is that
black
tea
marks,
like?
Contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields.
God, I knew all of the
Leave a fourth
teas.
one too. Oh, so we inflicted them? Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters. Injuries. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds
I
has caused damage
don't know
to the
what
body.
that emote means,
Odontologist does not need to be
but
consulted.
I quite like how grassy
And your opinion,
some
officer?
green teas are. I've got this, I think it's Okamodori?
Next in
Sencha. It tastes very grassy.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an earth.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless
If you don't like
stones have
Japanese
hit
teas,
the
why are
dead
you
man
drinking
beneath
Japanese green
the
tea?
description of injury. 2 boxes.
You're just joining me in the green tea zone.
Right.
Someone has to. Nick doesn't like
A
tea.
dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks
This has
the
to be
side.
the
The ring around his neck is visible.
fatal injury. Is the ligature.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's
Ah.
wrap it up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
I mean, that still raises the question of why you're drinking it now. If drinking it made you realize you don't like it.
Well, we established probable cause of death. We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field.
Yeah.
I need a
Make a
copy
boy
of the
proud.
autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something? I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always...
We gotta
something.
try, right?
Oh, we've got. We can do that.
Let's try that one first. But I would like to try both.
Into the wild pale yonder,
Maybe someday you'll suddenly like it.
way out
Relatable.
in the west. The blue heart. Oh, that's good shit. You'll love it. Just press down and fuck it open like you always do. Fuck it hard. Copopo the clown.
Kapopo!
He means force. It'll work.
I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer. Go ahead, Copo. What do you mean? It's the power of your
Oh,
imagination. Go ahead.
this is my design.
Ask me more
Imagination.
questions. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Coming right up, copperoonie rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Love did me in, Brother Copo. It was love all along. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. You can be anything you want, Brother Copo, because you have. Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this? Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile. Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
You sure I got out of that one? Coppolini. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible.
We can't level up during dialogue, can we? We can't quickly boost our perception.
In your
We could try. Hang on. So.
Because it's a perception roll that it wants, and it says we have a point.
Hmm.
I'm not seeing anything that says perception. Oh no, there, the yellow one on bottom.
Oh, I like it.
There's 2 yellow ones on the bottom, but you know.
Hmm.
We might as well level it up and then try. Oh, Jeremy. That's a bad tea you did.
The man is decomposed. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen. You pull down his breeches, marbling.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body. If we want, it would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store.
Fuck are you looking at, being old man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails. This is one task we cannot.
Nice. So we'll get to
There you
redo the
are. What else?
perception.
Yeah.
Because if it's that difficult, there's going to be something really useful.
Yeah. Oh. I'm going to talk to the big kitchen boss man.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? You must be joking, right? You come here, trash everything, and now you try to pay with a novelty check? This isn't a game show. I'm not going to accept it. You owe me cold, hard money. I want to see that money in the palm of my hand. Every single cent.
You can cash it in at the local frit near the harbor gates, though it might not be enough to cover it.
A lot. A lot. For the room? Like what? Yes, for the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse into my fridge, right? Because you haven't taken it away yet, and it must be stinking hard about now. Well, you're not putting it here, rest assured. Because this is a culinary establishment, not a morgue.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No. The answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
Wow.
Yeah, I think earthy grassy is just what you're going to get
Busted on
with
radio. He really
Japanese
is the
green
lord
tea.
of his realm.
Yeah.
Let's go talk to the frit clerk.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. I think fugue states are more your forte, officer. The
Touche.
Transformation Service, CS Municipal.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road. Thank you anyway.
Yes. Another thing. Great. I love... Yes, not the whole damn union. They come...
He hates the Union, but grudgingly recognize...
We should find out who this Lord faction is. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Was there something else? Because I have
We better go to the
posters
shop.
stack. And Yes.
Yeah, the fruits, isn't it?
Yeah, it's back up the road towards the harbour.
Yeah. Okay, towards the harbour.
So that. Oh, it's so dark outside.
Oh, golly gosh.
Hopefully, it's 24 hours.
What's that?
That's the shop.
Oh. Nice.
I couldn't comment on whether it would work in kombucha. It's not something that appeals to me as a concept.
Feel free to look around or something.
What's that magazine she's reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
God, I love Harry.
He's
Just...
just trying to remember how to be a person.
Do I want to be weird?
She's just doing her, she's just working at her probably minimum wage job.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know. Frit? I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
I think it
The
does.
story goes that normal fritter with 2 T's.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but, wow. I didn't know you worked for the Union, sir.
Well,
Anything else I can do?
No, you don't work for the Union. The Union works for you by supplying you
Fritz
with...
time.
Right behind you. You're joking, right? Okay. It wouldn't even fit, you know.
Now that I'm looking at it, maybe a glass-doored fridge in a public grocery store isn't the best option for storing a corpse.
Cowardice.
Okay.
cool. I think I got a spam email that was just then that was written by a chatbot or something.
Go on.
Withdraw your plus $11184 Have only 24 hours because Crab and Goyle were a lot bigger than him or Ron.
Is that Harry Potter?
I think that's Harry Potter. In the spam emails I'm getting. I much prefer it when
God, she gets everywhere.
yeah, it's just I much prefer it when it's like email from Greg Fleggington and you know the content of it is like, hi, my name is Crypt Suzette. I have a funky mama jamma of a body and I want to turn you on with it.
See, the main ones I get are, I only have a few days to live and I want to give someone my vast fortune. Do you want it? Send me your bank information.
You tell me we could have had some big time money.
We could. Time to talk to Kuno about a fridge, isn't it?
Yeah. With that kind of cash, I could take out Creep Suzette for a night in the town.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
You need to act decisively. It's Kuno. Use Kuno words.
Wow, 2 is sure an option.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not the time to educate the child.
Hmm.
For the fucking good thing you asked the Kunmeister. Kuno knows a fridge. Perfect for freezing. Bacon Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the Kuno? What's the return on Kuno's investment?
By killing in his territory, someone has openly challenged Kuno.
That's smart.
It's in his interest to put them in their place.
He is the maximum velocity guy as well.
Dark flame smolders in Kuno's eyes as he ponders your argument. Wordless, like kings do.
Alright, Kuno hears you. See that shit house over there?
A cold comes over you as you glance behind him at the crumbling colossus there, casting a shadow on you.
You gotta get in that shit. In there, deep. Check the fucking basement, pig. Don't you know anything? There's a giant fridge down there. Fucking will fit, no problem. It looks like a white bird or some shit. Try not to piss yourself when you see it.
A white bear? A polar bear?
Through the bookstore. You gotta beg the book bitch. Used to be you could get in there through the doorbell.
So my stupid instinct that led me to bash my head against the door was right.
Apparently.
Yeah, book bitch.
He means the bookstore. We have to ask. Plaisance is the mother of the little girl peddling books on the plaza. We have to ask Plaisance in the store.
Impressive note-keeping, Lieutenant.
See, the clod gets it. Listen to your four-eyed friend. You didn't hear it from Kuno, pig.
Kuno owns you now, pig. You're Kuno's property.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Something tells me Kuno actually does care.
Kuno cares tremendously. Like some kind of caring thing.
A caring thing.
Yep.
Oh, it's probably closed.
Yes?
We're gonna have to just leave the body there overnight and then try in the morning.
Or just order a meat wagon.
Yeah, I just want to do that roll again.
Well, we can probably, you know...
I succeeded in it when I was playing, and I liked what happened.
The man is decomposing visibly now. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
But it's up to you, it's your playthrough.
I think I've got to preserve evidence.
If you think so, officer, I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there. It's too late to take him into processing today. I'll take him first thing tomorrow.
Cool.
Yes?
Should we go give Gart some money?
I think we should.
It's not enough money, but maybe he'll be nice. He won't.
I think he'll be lovely and kiss me on my mouth.
Smooching?
Yeah.
Can I help you? Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger.
I really understand this Inland Empire guy.
Your body is ready, sire.
Yes, have you got it? A lot for the room. Yes.
How do I do this?
I don't know.
because it's not enough to pay him back.
It is not.
So
What do?
I don't know.
Because we've collected a few bottles, but it's not going to be 100 real worth.
Mm.
Maybe we could go pick up all the bottles from our room.
It'd be quite a nice little earner.
Oh, we've been locked out.
Mm.
What do? We're gonna have to go and sleep on that bench outside.
Maybe.
Because it is freezing cold outside.
I could beg some more people for money.
Could try.
Already begged her for money. Gonna see if the Union Buster is about.
Oh yeah, she said she'd give us some money if we investigated the drug thing, didn't she?
I think it was a help with
An old call box
Oh.
with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta side.
Well, since time will pass when we do this, should we go see if Joyce is still there first?
yeah.
Oh, things you can pick up.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of breeze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too. Shane? You haven't really been in the presence of gentlefolk either. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the
As I was saying, if there's any way you have. And how did you like Mr. Clare? Of course, Detective.
The RCM does not pick sides in this.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. How could I stop you? Are we not human?
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what.
Of course, Detective. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
I'm gonna.
Quick save.
Yeah.
Are we gonna Are we spamming asking the woman for money?
I don't know.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I am sorry. It just doesn't come out surprisingly eloquent, really. The last one, not the first three. Those are ape speak.
Excuse me?
What she meant to say was,
Yeah, I'm gonna try again.
We need somewhere to sleep.
Sleep is good. It's a nice thing you can do to yourself when you're tired.
Sleep is for the alive.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I am sorry.
Well, that's just unfortunate.
Surprisingly eloquent, really.
My. That's garbage. You're a police officer. Shall we talk about something else, maybe?
I'm gonna try again.
Love to be gunk.
I'm Funky Gunk.
Some sort of gunk monk.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Please do not judge us for safe scumming. We need the money.
I started video gaming in the 90s. This is just how you play video games.
Ah, yes, of course.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that
Let's
she
be realistic.
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes in the hat.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act. And
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today?
Should we head back
besides
to the Whirling
supplementing its
Eggs?
salaries?
Yep.
Might be a bit late in the day for a reality lowdown.
Yeah.
But you should pick up stuff that we see on the way back.
That's a very good point. If it weren't how you play, it wouldn't be possible to save Skull.
That's fair. That's the wrong way.
Yes, it is.
We wanna go that way tomorrow.
Yeah.
To go to the... unlock the guy's door.
Tomorrow is just today's big brother.
Is that right?
No,
It's only little brother, if anything. 'Cause
exactly.
It's younger.
It's not right. I figured that there must be some way of...
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Well?
What's our attitude?
I think we are genuinely sorry for the hurt we've caused.
It's...
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to, I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room.
And this is why we need to start picking up bottles.
Of
Yeah.
course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests.
Yeah.
Can we karaoke? Oh, he wants to talk to us.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. We can pick up where we left off tomorrow morning.
But can we karaoke? I know he said we couldn't, but what if we could?
Yeah, maybe it's a different thing now that...
Oh, doesn't look like it.
Not today.
Disappointment.
Ooh.
We completed the day!
We did.
And now we can gather up all the bottles from our room to sell for money.
Yeah. Because we're a self-respecting law enforcement, sir.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Oh, yeah.
Hooray indeed.
That's my jam. I don't think I've ever talked about case progress to the balcony before, but it sounds a bit cool and dramatic.
The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Now then,
Then
we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically. Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up on. In addition, we got that body down from the tree, and we performed
triumphant music.
We found some things we can really work with. I still feel like we missed something, but it's up to the boys in processing now. We did perform a thorough search of the crime scene. That's great. Now, as for interviews, my list of people to talk to here in Martinez, I mean. Including Evrard Clare, a daunting adversary.
Certainly is.
He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information.
he's not saying much on the matter because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Everard.
We talked to Joyce, monsieur, but didn't get any information from her. I had a feeling Joyce...
Yeah, I would want a way to talk to Everard outside of his comfort zone.
If Kim is emphasizing something this much...
But we don't have enough information to bring him in.
Above all, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I do like 4 a lot.
All right.
We can be honest with Kim.
And forgive me, this is just something I have to ask. If you have shoes, then why aren't you wearing them? Suit yourself. But you should probably consider wearing them anyway. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Rebel Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with the inter-departmental schedule. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far,
when power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile perception.
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in the watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. Yes, the international community's mission in Ravachol. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Ravachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum. The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP.
I feel like that is the most neoliberal thing that can exist. This big political organization which has just a grand centre-left and centre-right coalition.
Yeah.
We are the arbiters of the possible.
How centre can we be?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And It doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me. What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
The pains of God.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something
None of
kind
these
and
things is
usual.
not like the others.
Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
Do you? No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes. Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez, most of them at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock and the GRIH. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dot, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. Me too, but I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly old with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't good. It's an unnecessary trial of will. And
keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Yes.
Don't need any more vices.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Nice. Leveled up.
Woo. It's a shame we can't use that to go and have another look at the body.
Mm.
Should we leave it until we need it?
Yeah.
So I have to assume we can't just like go down to the car and have a quick poke around.
Well, now we've committed to go to bed.
all the bottles.
That's better.
I can see through right now.
This
Oh.
fan has 2 chain pull switches. Or has it been
Let's
consigned
not
there as
let's not risk that.
I do want a quick save it now that also I'm better at stuff.
You're just determined to obtain the tie.
It might be a cool
This
tie.
fan has 2 chain pull switch. Or has it been
Oh, look.
consigned there as punishment?
I mean, that's pretty high.
You feel as though you swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. Warning, warning. The necktie is no longer contained. What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie with 4 or
Worth it.
5 different patterns. The knot
It's
reminds you
expensive
of
because the
this.
pattern's so complicated.
If it's your friend, why was it up there? Who ties their friend to a ceiling fan? Maybe this thing is dangerous somehow. An ominous, foreboding feeling fills you as you look at the tie.
Oh.
That's some good glasses.
I'm also gonna stick my
Trousers.
yeah. Just get the full.
Oh, what about shoes? What are the stat effects of the tie?
Hang on.
I think you might be able to just double click. I'm not sure.
Oh, neck.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's no downside to the tie except for how it looks.
Sounds great. What you're on about. So.
Collect bottles and go to sleep, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
I can't seem to collect that one.
No, but there's. I think I can see 5 others.
Let's play the hidden object game called alcoholism.
And then you have 3 by the couch.
The window stands broken in its.
Thing is, I'm really good at hidden object games.
I think I'm basically done.
I think so. It's
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
Time to crawl in.
Sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't. And then sleep doesn't come. Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease. Its synthetic filling smells of alcohol. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your throwing eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Nice.
Dream time.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry? Answer the question. You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wondering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? That's right, funky baby.
Funky
You
baby.
just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours? No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium. Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up. No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy. You're not coming back from shit.
Stinky boy.
Stinky boy. High conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding? You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like stack. More glass than velvet. Grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover. Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too, so soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork, barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
I'm a shit factory.
Explain.
Put food in and poo comes out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Alright. I have gotten up this merry morning.
Good going, buddy. Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired. Suit yourself. Slow, sad.
I feel like it's
shell
best
down.
not to take speed.
See how you do without
Probably.
your spark. The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door is closed.
Oh.
The union is here.
Morning. I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep. I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to.
The lieutenant is downplaying his contribution. He got up before sunrise to get this done. And now, he's quite pleased with himself for taking care of the gruesome business so efficiently.
The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about men who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think that would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you.
Just a moment. And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing it. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully, but you have more important things to worry about. Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe a person you know best in the world.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you.
Good way to
with
frame
a
it.
larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps.
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock? Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Right, you know, if it's on my way, then I'll do it.
And she's so nice.
Yeah.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
Yes, extremely normal. I'm not a gardener, by the way. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? Don't. Just because it's in your head doesn't mean you have to say it. You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
This is where you say your bed.
Detective.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better.
Yeah, they're just day drinking.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man in his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Maritzian in his late 30s, early 40s. And then standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum on his neck? Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46, deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy. Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here.
Fuck's sake, Glenn.
Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
The pretty boy. You guys really
It is
do love
ridiculous
talking
thing.
about that pretty boy.
Asking somebody outright if they did something. It can, however, be standard procedure in some cases.
I imagine there is always just a small chance that you'll catch them out.
Did you do it? Did you know anything about it? Be involved in it?
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Container belt, like we use in the harbor, because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
No, you don't. What you have is 7 honest men who thought it forthcoming to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
Who do you fucking think does?
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs
Worse
the
than
Hardy
what?
Boys,
Thank you.
genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
Love to goad.
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die.
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
Knowing him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for War Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line. And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade! Right here in our bar!
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it. But I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls, grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic, a beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake, the fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming, "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?" Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle, doesn't even fall down.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns. We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still.
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service. The autopsy did not reveal anything too conflicting this far. You just have to wing it.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up. Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others, but...
Yeah. Let's talk to Angus.
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
And fuck you too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Weren't you fucking listening?
Titus lets the others clear out the details, so he doesn't get his hands muddy with explaining too much.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Like what, Copper? Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant...
Wise move. You made the right choice there.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez and go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We are going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law
We're gonna try
officials.
establishing authority.
You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind. Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing pop.
And what exactly is it you've been doing that's so goddamn special? All the while talking racist shit. Don't think we aren't watching, fascia. People here trust us. We're getting complaints.
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
Of course you have. You've been calling people Kip left and right. Inciting
I think he's
race
telling
violence in
fibs.
my town.
Kylie said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the Kips out of Revachol before the economy goes to shit. Sure there is. Kylie said they're bulk purchasing confetti, ribbons too, and loudspeakers, and fireworks.
Get the fuck out of here, you racist carny.
What happened? We got absolutely wiped. Let's go before it gets worse.
What's going on? Are you racist now? Is the rally real? Please don't set up any rally. It'll make you look awful.
Well, that went well. Oh no, I've become Marvel character.
Oh heck.
Yes?
Leveling up the listen to try again.
I think it's authority. But was
I don't remember that.
but I'm not sure.
No, it's come back to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gonna get some info on the armor. And the car. Radio. That is a sensible thing. That does not require yeah. Need to be all cool.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in...
Oh, we can open Joyce again.
Yes.
And we'll have more information we can bring back to the Hardy Boys.
A security firm contracted to protect the interests of Iranian pharmaceutical companies in the Semenine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Semenine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued. The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to turn them into it, though.
Yeah, production order.
This is a fun challenge for her. An opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll
Her
gladly
DPA
go to the
exemption.
extra effort for Team RCM.
I should not be thinking about what the data protection laws are like in Revachol.
They're probably non-existent, let's be honest.
Then this should be easy. Fantastic.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then. 57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of...
Nice. I don't need to bother with the little tunnel lead, because the body's been taken to processing.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
Yeah,
Of course.
already got loads of money.
This reality.
Oh yes, we didn't do the reality lowdown this sleep,
No, but
did we?
We have time for you to tell me why you need a reality.
Ah, yes. The episode.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well.
We made...
Alright, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay? 6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers,
Can we
"You heard
maybe
what
speed
happened to
through this bit
Tequila?"
since
Yes,
we've done
he
it
lost
before?
his mind.
I don't remember
answers,
this.
Fingers on the trigger. Don't worry, Emil. He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
You? You're not preciso mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law in...
Yes, we are the Revachol.
He's being sarcastic.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law. Permit me to conclude with this. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, it's a neurological disorder.
She conveys it in short, in case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
Well, it's either bariatric surgery...
Yes, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie, out in the open somewhere.
Oh, the tie gets a say, huh?
The tie gets a say.
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird? Ah, or two. A pre-revolutionary this one, mostly the splat splat.
You could be wrong, but from here...
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat, all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right, what next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture. Of course, no time for silly infracultures. There are more.
Glad to have been of assistance. Why, yes I am. The boat?
The word "it" feels strange.
Okay. How about Cordillechi 19? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordeleche, and its hull is 19 paces long. Why Dolores? Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But it's a pleasure craft. My sloop?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman.
Of course there are. We're on an... Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. We are. And the city of Revachol is on the... I haven't seen anyone else.
Actually, that motor, it's for crossing.
Neither is this. A toy.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding her. You have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend down.
Oh my. The E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption?
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
Then what does that... 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive...
She takes us.
Okay.
Nothing happens for quite a while.
As they do.
The thoughts happen in...
No worries. We can just go back. Good.
I did think we'd have more to say to her at this point. Maybe I do try to get more authority. Because those, that's the biggest lead we got.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either. Yes, you. Stop talking.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
I don't want to give you my...
The fuck is happening,
Oh,
Titus?
this bit.
What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
And what is...
He does not like that phrasing.
Merely what? Be careful, it's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth. I want to point it at them. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man. You're going to point it at yourself.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
He's not gonna off himself, come on.
No. He'll do it. Go ahead, son. 3, 2,
1. Do it. No. Give it to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. It's not too late. You can still spin this as some kind of tactic.
Rattan, we can't have any fun if you kill yourself. Painting the booth red with your brain sounds like a real blast now, but what
Why
about
did they
later?
give the
There'll be
Thai
nothing.
a personality?
We'll solve the case. Look at me. Don't worry. This demonstration is not helping at all.
Inside the small mechanism, you can hear a spring tensing up.
Yeah. Cause I sorta wanna see that shit.
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
What in the name of motherfuck?
Acidic taste on your lips. Corrosive. Once as a child, you put your tongue against the red.
The fuck is he saying?
Some insane shit.
Nothing. Give me the gun.
Bellas. The cop is really...
No, that is not what is happening.
He's desperately trying to offer a counter-narrative. There is none.
Yeah, maybe don't pull the trigger, Piglet.
Thank you. Nothing to worry about here, people. My partner likes to play these jokes. He's what you call dark.
He is infinitely grateful to have that gun back on his belt right now.
Dark? What the fuck was that, you carnies? We haven't seen RCM in 4 years, and this shows up?
I knew he wasn't gonna do it, though. I knew he'd pussy out.
No. I still have my money on him. Sooner or later, he has that look.
Do not think your failed suicide attempt will win you any pity from these men. Do not expect them to forget it either.
Again, it was a dark joke. Maybe we should go for a little walk, Joker, before we continue.
Again. Just get the dead guy's autograph.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
What in the name of hell was that supposed to be? The theatrical suicide attempt. We need to talk about it. Yes, well, I was able to recontextualize it as a dark joke. I will not be able to recontextualize it the next time. I understand you sometimes employ extreme interrogation tactics, but I want you to understand that was too extreme. We can't have RCM officers going around putting guns in their mouths. We can't afford to have that image. Few institutions can. No need to apologize. Just keep your gun out of your mouth and we'll be all right.
Now, do I want to have done that? That's the question.
Do you want to have done that?
So I did quick save it.
I feel like it's probably not going to be helpful in the long run. But also, you did do it.
Thing is, I was just kind of seeing what would happen. Same with the banging my head in the door.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Well, the game has a quick save feature for a reason. I won't do a unlike the coat thing, I won't do a proper save scum. But yeah, if this...
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
I'll work something else out.
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option. Did you already try the gun? You're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing.
Stop shitting your pants. The law.
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
What? Now you're in some kind of personal crisis right in front of us? Take this esoteric shit out of my bar.
I assure you, there is no crisis.
There is little left to salvage. Did I not tell you to pick the right option?
That's an acceptable kind of failure that feels in character, because I'm not playing Harry as somebody totally unhinged. This is somebody who's like trying to pick himself up again, and is a little weird about it. He's partly hinged. Just needs some WD-40 on his emotions. I do like how they let you know if something's like a right now thing or if it's something to let bubble for a while.
Fuck does Kuno care?
He doesn't care.
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in? Shit. Get the fuck out of here. You can't
I
do that.
face shifted, motherfucker.
Do that, Kuno. He's trying to fuck at you again.
Pigs
Are
can't
you
split.
having a fuck of me?
Can't do that teleport shit. How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right? That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the Mac. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips Mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a bottle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
What?
What is this shit? Fucking on yourself. This is weird level shit. Kuno doesn't go there.
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
Well played. No one saw that coming.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Yeah, the kingdom of Kuno. The fuck do you want with it? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen, listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving.
Yeah, dumpster
Sad
diving,
shit.
that's the word for it.
Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 5.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Keep very briefly registering it as flam.
Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa?
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
Whatever. Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for falling anyway, pig. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Kuno cares so much.
That's fine. I think I have a sad cassette. Possibly.
I don't have the time to listen to sad cassette.
Unless... Oh, empty cassette case. Oh, dang. I was thinking maybe I could psych out the people in the hostel. Just be like, everybody hurts at them until they give up. You know, just a mild bit of psychological torture. No big deal.
You know, I'm just thinking about the karaoke scene in Succession.
Oh god. Fucking famous blue raincoat.
Every snowflake is like a little gift from the sky.
That's nice.
Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
That's not what working class means, my dude.
Looking for something to read. It is. I know you are. What with?
This citizen thinks she can do without your assistance. Don't buy it. They all need help. The woman before you nods.
I like that, you know, sometimes the little hints and tips you get from the various skills are helpful. And sometimes they're absolutely fucking deranged.
I know we don't need to get through that door anymore, but what if we talked to the lady about it anyway?
I like it.
We should also talk to the guys playing wolves.
Oh. Yes.
I wasn't kidding when I said we're parapsychologically done. You clearly don't care about the consequences. What gives you the right? Don't expect my help from now on. The back door is locked and I threw away the key. I won't trifle with such forces. Do look at the books, though. The books compel you. You may be able to make up for this by buying a lot of books.
Guess not. Oh, we should also deal with the door thing. We were meant to like go into that guy's place.
Oh yeah, might do that.
But if we do that, you will understand one of the Disco Elysium memes.
Oh.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle. I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hog René first.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Sure, officer. I am René Arnaud. And my specially abled partner here is Gaston Martin. How can we help you? Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this in Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't...
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
If I knew, I would not be...
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Yes, the Debardiers union pays me to stand. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a...
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on no one. The boss has been on man since last Monday.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's some...
Yes. Can we conclude it?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
She is nobody.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar... I do. Fire from heavy artillery. Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose a name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we played pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the...
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Preposterous! Surely you don't mean it. I'm just sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Fifth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Okay. I've been going nearly 3 hours now, so I think I'm going to stop it there. I now have a place to stay, and enough money that can keep happening for a few more days. Well, day, maybe.
So tomorrow is Monkey Island.
Yeah. That should be a fairly short stream, I think.
It'll just be finishing off the game, won't it?
Yeah.
And then Tuesday is Police Quest 3.
Oh, right. And then, yeah, no special stream next week. It's just,
No, that one was just because we wanted to do that while the coronation was on, because bad kings.
Yep.
I mean, all kings are bad, but you know what I mean.
Hmm. So, yeah.
Another ACAB. So we will see you tomorrow night.
Yep.
And end of stream.